Alright, 1 year ago I started to fill out these 4 notebooks, and you know, remind yourself of where you want to go is the title, or is somewhat of the title of this video. And you will normally forget where you want to go in life, maybe. You go on, you go about your day like normally, you go to school and you come home and you do the habits that you have already. Like, if you do like the same thing every single day, you're not going to think about like that thing of, oh, I need to do this, oh, I need to go brush my teeth or eat something, or you're just going to do it because it's a habit by then. And the same is like with your goal and where you, as I said, where you want to go. So I just recently, today, before I recorded this video, I took out one of these notebooks and I read a little bit in it, what I looked through, what I write, and it surprised me that I have wrote on so many things of, for example, that I'm grateful for. And it's kind of fun now, 1 year later, after I started this journey of my self-improvement journey, of looking back and seeing that I was doing the same thing as I'm doing now. And they weren't only gratitude journaling things in there. They were like notebooks from, or notes from YouTube videos that I have watched, or other educational videos, notes from there, which I reread. I reread some of them, and then I something clicked again. This is where I want to go, which for me is 1 year ago I started my self-improvement journey. But more specifically, I would say that I learned more about mental health in 1 year ago. I started learning. So that was the thing. That was where I wanted to go, to have a life where my mental health was better. And I got all motivated and excited again when I saw those notes of learning things for the first time, meditation and gratitude journaling, learning about these 2 habits for the first time, watching these notes, rereading these notes. It was really fun for me, because that reminded me of I still want to go there, to the place where my mental health is so good that I've learned this, reminded me recently that the mental health needs to be this high for your bad habits or worse habits to be this low. So if your mental health is lower, then you need to get it higher up, and higher than these bad habits are. And that is because if you do the bad habits, there's probably the reason of it, which is probably that you want to escape from reality. You probably heard about that before. And I was like that, and I'm still like that, So you go to play video games to escape reality, because reality, real life, is not good for you. not good for you, but like you don't feel that real life is maybe as good as it should be. And also, one thing that I realized that I learned in the beginning in my first notebook, or like in my oldest from a year ago, was that you should take responsibility for your actions and like kind of accept the consequences and realize that you will get the consequences of those actions. And that's like a hard truth to, or like a hard pill to swallow, because you know you don't want to. I didn't want to, and I still don't want to like accept that the truth. Like you accept you you deserve the consequences of your actions. So like improving your mental health in this scenario is like if you have skipped like meditation and gratitude journaling, which I think of like one of the best two things you can do for your mental health. Like gratitude journaling, writing about things that you are grateful for and happy that you have right now. And meditation, like closing your eyes and focusing on your breath. Like skipping these two habits, like being inconsistent, then the hard truth is that you don't really like deserve the progress in the same way as the person or the version of you that like we're more consistent, if you get what I mean. Like that person that was not skipping meditation and gratitude journaling deserves like the better mental health. And that's like the harsh truth. And like you deserve the consequences of your actions. But if there's one like positive thing I want to leave you with, because the last thing is kind of that I said, it was kind of maybe not the happiest thing for you, but I believe that that's the truth, and the truth needs to be told sometimes. So I want to leave you with like a happier or more positive ending of this video. So what I like realized like once again when I read through this is that yes, this is like the way, for me at least, I believe, because like trying to make your mental health better and like therefore also like making your bad habits go down, because if you are happier right now like in real life, then you don't really want on another level to do this like destructive habits, which is maybe like staying up late, which I'm doing right now. So I need to meditate and gratitude journal more so I can improve my mental health. And you can also be like outside in nature, that's also really great. But like I have realized that this is like, yes, this is the right way, or this is like at least the better way, because like living with worst mental health and doing the habits because of that, and like yeah, that life is like maybe easier now. You have maybe seen these like Instagram like motivational quotes like easy now and easy times now create hard times later, and hard times now create easier life later. You've probably seen those, and there's some truth in that, I believe, because like doing this instant gratification, which I should be using, it's like the right term, which is like things that are fun right now but don't really make you like happier later on, which is like playing video games and eating like snacks and junk food and all these things. These things are like easy now, but they make you like regret doing it. But if you don't regret doing it, then they're not as bad as they would be if you would regret them, but at least they are like still instant gratification. So like you you realize that these habits aren't like they are easier I should say now, but they make your life worse later, which makes them which make like the consequences of these habits like worse, even though you were happier, but not really because you got sadder later. So if that makes sense. So like the other side of this is delayed gratification, which is like going to the gym and meditating, gratitude journaling, reading, like learning good things, like dopamine detox, not being on social media too much, which is really fucking hard. But yes, that's why it's a delayed gratification, which is for most people like me hard right now, but will make your life better tomorrow. As I said, going to the gym, yes, it's hard and it's difficult, like lifting those weights, but you get stronger tomorrow, right? If you train correctly and sleep and eat right, then you get stronger tomorrow. And you know that's the better way, I believe. But it's the more difficult way right now. Like being in there is more difficult than not doing those habits. But you will like there's no other better way, basically I can put it. Because like yes, you think if you think maybe then I should maybe only do the instant gratification, because if I still do things that are like fun for me right now, then I can do that all the time and I will have fun forever. But like no, you won't, because your like baseline happiness will go for like here, and you do something that's fun, and then it will go like up, and then it goes like more down than like before. And maybe you watch some TV and you eat some junk food, and it goes up, but then once again it goes lower. And you do that again and again, and now you can't even see my hand on the screen. So like yes, this is like sadly like the consequences of instant gratification. Like your baseline happiness, as I said, like going lower, even though you seem to have fun, but in the long term you're not. So like the other way is delayed gratification, which is funny enough like going to the gym. Let's do that example again, because that's really great. Like going to the gym, it could be fun. I feel it's fun, but like it's still difficult and hard to lift the weights. So it's go like down when you're in the gym training, but then after you leave, then you feel really proud of yourself. So it goes up a little bit more. Let's say it was like here before, and now it's here. So like then you gratitude journal, which is like maybe not the most fun thing, but I still believe it's a good habit and fun. So like maybe you wanted to go and scroll on your phone, but instead you took out a piece of paper and started writing, like me. And then it maybe wasn't the most fun, but then after you feel like more grateful and happy for things, so you become like happier. Meditation, the same thing, like meditating and like focusing on the breath, doing basically nothing other than that. It's kind of boring sometimes, but that's why we do it. So it gets like this when you meditate, and then after you feel really more focused and clear mind and all these things, so it gets upper. You see the point of this? Like delayed gratification makes it like more difficult at the beginning, but then it bounces back up like. And I hope you see where I'm going with this. Like delayed gratification is like the way, like maybe not the only way, but something like that. Just because what else are you going to do? Because you should do, like, think of it like this. Instant gratification is like the dessert, and delayed gratification is like the dinner. So like you always have like the dinner, breakfast, and all these things, lunch, but you don't always have the delayed gratification, the instant gratification. Sorry, but if you have some time, instant gratification is like a really small about, which the food, like delayed gratification, is all the whole plate, and maybe you have more plates. You eat a lot of food, maybe go to the gym, but like the instant gratification is always this like little plate of I don't know, some ice cream maybe. You get what I mean? Like there's a little bit, a lot of delayed gratification. So the actionable step for this video is to maybe not even remind yourself if you haven't started, but like think of where you want to go. I have given this like two different like sides, like the instant gratification and the delayed gratification, and think about where you want to go. And once you realize where you want to go, then start doing more of those habits. As I said, you can rewatch where I talked about the instant gratification habits and the delayed gratification habits. So if you find some help from this video, then you should like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.